Hey everyone, welcome to the Squeak Factory. This is your DJ Serena. Today I have the pleasure of having a special guest on the show, Kevin from Killed the Fixtion. Kevin, welcome. How are you?
Yo, what's up? This is Kevin from Killed the Fixtion.
Welcome. So, okay, I have a quick question. Have you ever been on the radio before?
Yes, I think I have. I'm pretty sure I have.
Okay.
Yeah, I have.
I'm sorry, I'm just being silly. So, Kevin, I've had a chance to listen to your music. It's also been played by quite a few DJs on Radio Riff. Tell us about Kill the Fiction.
Tell you guys about Kill the Fiction. Oh, man. Do you want a simple? Do you want the simple answer or you want the complicated one?
Whatever works for you.
Well, Kill the Fiction started off as just me, my friends, and just a whole bunch of friends just hanging out. And it first started like rollerblading. To be honest with you, it would be me, Robert, Nelson. A dad would just come and hang out with us. He wouldn't rollerblade; he was afraid. And Rico would just chill. Would just chill. We'd all just go into each other's houses and just hang out. So we were really good friends, even way before the band. We decided to ever pick up instruments.
Nice.
So we'd always just hang out. We knew each other very well. We grew up together, since middle school and more like middle school or ending of middle school, and all through high school and up until today.
That's amazing. And, that's a long time of just absolute awesomeness.
Yeah, it's a lot of time. So we have a pretty strong, I guess, foundation. It's not like we needed, I started a band and we needed a member and we needed members. It's nothing like that. We were all friends, and then we all decided just like, hey,
yeah,
just
I
pick up instruments.
That's awesome. So that just kind of kills my next question right there. This is the first band you've been a part of, and so yes it is.
Yeah, we all met. It was I don't know. I wouldn't call it coincidence because our parents knew our parents before us. So we always joke around and call it like it was destiny and the stars that we were all meant to meet. That's awesome.
That's really, really awesome. Something has to be said for that sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so you're the guitarist for Kill the Fiction, correct?
Correct.
How long have you been playing?
I've been playing guitar for about, I'm going to go ahead and say 7 years.
That's awesome. That's really, really awesome. I've been playing guitar for like 7 years. The first like 3 or 4 years is like super, super strict, only guitar. Mm-hmm.
And then later on, it started to like dwindle down a little because life happened.
Sure.
Pay bills and all that stuff. So.
Mm-hmm.
But I still count it. We all have actually. We all started the band when we all picked up our instruments. As soon as we picked them up, we said, "Hey, let's just make noise together." That's literally how it started.
Right. When did you guys know you wanted to form a band? Like, when was that actual, like, first moment you're like, hey, we sound kind of good. Let's do this.
That's a tough question. I think it was when we decided to pick a name.
Okay, when was that?
And that was, I believe, senior year of high school, I would say. Our high school had like a little talent show thingy that I told everybody, hey, let's just go in there and let's just play.
Right.
So, and we were like, yeah, sure, let's go play. And then Rob and Nelson were like killing each other trying to figure out a name, while me and the drummer of Bad were just, I don't know, we just let them take authority or responsibility because they seem, very adamant in finding a name.
Right.
So that's how usually this band works. Like if someone is really determined to do something, anything, a song, or finding a new instrument or whatever it is, we just go, all right, go ahead, you do you. I'm not going to get in your way.
Right.
So
that's exactly how you have to be. Mm-hmm. That's exactly how you have to be. You know, because if you show support, that also helps you guys stay close-knit. So I can totally understand that.
Yeah, exactly. Like, we don't get in each other's way. We just let them do, or whoever it is pushing.
Right.
And we're just right behind them, you know, throwing ideas at them as well.
That's awesome.
So it's always helping.
That's
Robert Nelson finally
really
found
awesome.
the name,
Mm-hmm.
coincidentally, and it didn't really mean what it meant today. Killed the Fixtion didn't mean what it means to us and everybody else now. Like, Rob just wrote it down on a notebook and threw the notebook in the car and without even thinking of it. And then we said, yeah, sure, let's go with it. It's cool. And then we played the first show, and I don't know, it was just that feeling that we were like, wow, we can do something. We can do something with our lives.
Exactly.
Maybe, I don't know.
I understand completely. Believe me when I tell you, I can understand, you know, even just an artistic perspective, completely where you're coming from.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Tell us, I guess you could say, tell us about you guys a little bit more. I mean, you mentioned to me, you know, that your parents knew each other and it was destiny. Like, what drives you guys just to get up in the morning and want to just keep going and doing and seeing where you can take Killed the Fixtion next?
I'd say it's just the love of doing what we're doing. Like, we legitimately and genuinely love what we're doing. Like, it's our passion. It's our passion to make music. You know, make noise is what we like to call it. We make noise with each other.
Right.
You know, go into the studio and argue for 2 hours about a part that one person doesn't like, so we try and change it. It's kind of like being married. I'm just married to 4 or 5 other dudes. And we're just making music together.
You're married to 4 or 5 other guys, totally making noise. You know what? That sounds like fucking awesome, man.
And that's what keeps us going. That's exactly what keeps us going. It's just fun. It really is. It's just fun hanging out with your best friends and just playing guitar and playing the music you love, you know? And it's just our passion.
Who inspired you to first pick up a guitar?
What's up?
I said, who inspired you to first pick up a guitar?
To be honest with you, there wasn't nobody inspired me to pick up a guitar. What happened was, like I told you, we used to rollerblade, and we used to do aggressive rollerblading. So we used to jump off our roofs and jump on rails and all that crazy stuff. And after a while, we kind of started getting a little old for it. We started busting our asses too much. Our knees couldn't take it anymore. So little by little, people started quitting. And then one day, it was just snowing, and it was in winter. And my little nephew had a little starter guitar, and I wanted to do something. So I just picked it up, and I remember the first song I learned too. Well, not song, riff. Because I to this day, I still don't remember I still don't know how to play the full song. It's, Atom Song by Blink-182.
Okay.
And I just played that riff. I went online, I did some tabs, and I said, whoa, this is pretty easy. And then, and funny, because coincidentally, around the same time I picked up a guitar, I didn't tell anybody. Rob picked up a bass, because there was a bass lying around in the house, and he just started playing it. So, there's another, like, destiny playing part in there. So we all just started, you know, we were all, in the dark. We all just strung the strings, and, you know, we knew power chords, and we just played punk. And then later on, as we started maturing, we figured out, hey, look, there are other guys that are better, and I can copy off of this guy.
Right.
So I guess to answer your question, I never really looked up to somebody to pick up a guitar.
So you couldn't, you wouldn't say, like, you know, you want to emulate Jimi Hendrix? Or...
I love Jimi Hendrix because my father I got into rock because my dad, he used to listen to Beatles, Led Zeppelin, Black Sabbath, and all that stuff.
Okay.
So, it was never really, I never really thought of it, you know? I just picked it up and said, hey, I can play this music. pretty cool.
I understand that all too well. Uh, what would be? Where do you see the band in 5 years? What would be the band's ultimate goal?
Let's see, the band in 5 years. Right now, what we're doing is we're making the band self-sufficient.
Mm-hmm.
Well, a little more self-sufficient, meaning if we want to record something, we'll let the band pay for it instead of coming out of our pocket. We want the band to pay for rehearsal times and equipment. So right now we're making the band more self-sufficient. And I think that's where we're going to be in the upcoming, 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
The band is going to be self-sufficient. Like, I went to a screen printing class a few weeks ago, and we're going to invest in getting a screen printing machine so we can make our own t-shirts. So that way people can stop asking us. we do a very limited run of t-shirts.
Okay, well, when you guys get there, I'd like to be on the mailing list for the first one. Okay.
You got it.
Awesome. Okay, man.
You got it. I'm gonna make a special one too.
Yay!
We're gonna be in complete control, which is a big thing for us. Complete control of everything. We generally don't like having like a third party,
right,
or a second party in this case, because this is just us. We built it from the ground up, from the pennies in our pocket. And it's kind of like we kind of got this attitude where it's like we'll be damned if anybody takes a part of our I don't know how to call it, legacy, I guess, where we built this thing up from the ground. So.
Well, you've got I guess maybe not so much legacy as whereas you don't want anyone encroaching on the merit that you have already laid out.
Yes.
You've laid out all of the groundwork, and you guys have all just as a team just built it all together, and so you kind of just don't want anyone else encroaching on it.
Yeah, of course. I don't think anybody would like that.
No, never.
If the second party would be down to help, maybe an investor, hey, by all means, if we both communicate directly, if we both benefit each other, then sure, why not? But in the meantime, right now, this is all being funded by the pennies in our pocket. So that's where I see the band in 5 years, where it's going to be self-sufficient, where we don't have to work those overtime hours to pay for those extra shirts or pay for last-minute rehearsals or something like that. And to answer the second question, the ultimate goal. The ultimate goal is for us to make a living comfortably with the band, is what I would say. Because it sucks having a day job. I'll show you that. It sucks. It's like having going into work, punching in the clock, and making somebody else that money. So what we want to do is we want to have it to the point where we can live comfortably, not having to worry about next week's rent, next month's rent. The band can help a lot more now.
Right.
And stuff like that. So if the money issue is out of the way, we can be like 100% artistic, because it's like I said, since it's only us, we have to have different hats. So sometimes we wear a salesman's hat where we have to, because we are a product and we have merchandise. So we have, unfortunately, we have to dive into the marketing scene and the promotion scene. So we, in order to stay alive, we have to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a hat for a salesman, and then we have a hat for being an artist. And hopefully in the future we'll just be artists and let the band and let the name or Killed the Fixtion, let it be a well-greased machine where it can just fund itself. So we won't have to worry about it.
See, and that's just like such a vision and an awesome goal that you guys have laid out for yourselves. It really, really is. I did a little research, and so what I'm hearing is that people have said that Killed the Fixtion has sold out because of the different and almost clashing genres that you guys have dove into. What's your thoughts on this?
Yeah, we've actually got from. It's funny because when we first started, we used to be thrash metal. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And we got a handful of fans from it that really love Thrash. That really diehard Thrash fans. And after a while, we released a 3-song EP. It was three songs, fast and furious. We were young, we were full of energy, so we wanted to go really fast. Our biggest inspirations were, Metallica, Iron Maiden, Slayer, all the, 80s Thrash fans.
Sure.
So we did that, and then after a while, we kind of slowed down, and I don't want to say matured, but we got a little more artistic, and we figured out, hey, look, there's more kinds of music out there other than thrash. Because we've always listened to different types of music. It was never just metal.
Right.
Like, if anything, metal was the least amount of music we've listened to. We'd always used to listen to punk, like Misfits, Black Flag, G.G. Allen. We'd always used to listen to some punk, and a lot of hip-hop, since we're in New Jersey in the Newark area. It was mostly hip-hop, actually, for a lot of it. And since we're Hispanic, we have to have the Spanish music in there, like Spanish bands and merengue and bachata and all that stuff. So we always had a diverse music around us, and we figured, hey, let's just do whatever it is. And at a certain point, we were always like, oh man, but what about the fans and this and that? After a while, we just say, hey, look, man, we love to play music, and that's what we're gonna do. So we're just gonna play music. We're not metal guitarists. We're not metal singers. We are a vocalist. I am we're a guitarist. We don't like to limit ourselves to one genre. So
sure.
The whole thing about selling out is like, me myself personally, I consider it like a high school term. Like a high school closed-minded term in high school. Like, oh man, that band sold out. They're playing, soft stuff. And it's like, come on, dude. There's kinds of music out there. You can't feel metal 24 hours, 7 days a week. Sometimes you feel a little down, or sometimes you want to feel happy. You got some pep in your step, but you want to listen to some poppy stuff,
Right.
It's just feeling human. Not metal 24/7.
No, never. I mean, you can't be metal 24/7. You have to go and do a little...
Whatever that means.
A little this, a little of that, and I mean, in our house, and I can definitely understand where you're coming from, in our house, it's definitely a variety of, classic rock to, hard rock to, even Pantera, of course. So, I gotcha loud and clear. I have a great question, and you're from New Jersey. I'm actually originally from New York, although I am trying very hard to control my accent. I have a great question for you. The band's from Jersey. What's the music scene like in Jersey? Tell us your thoughts.
I would say the New Jersey scene, the music scene, is thriving, actually.
Really?
There's a lot of bands popping up. Well, there's a lot of bands popping up everywhere. But here around New Jersey, Philadelphia, and New York, it's the most densely populated area. So you got bands popping up everywhere, especially with the cheap, audio recording equipment that's been coming out, and all the illegal downloads of software. It's become a lot easier to just record and be your own band instead of spending thousands of dollars going to a recording studio and trying to make something. It's really easy, and that's how we started off. We did a lot of research, and we just recorded ourselves up until we found a little change, and we went to a studio. So there's a lot of bands that unfortunately there have also been a lot of bands that have died down.
Sure.
There's a lot of great good ones. There's been a lot of good ones that have been around for a while, but they just they called quits for one reason or another.
Yeah, no, I definitely
another band always pops up.
They sure do. A lot of them, like the mainstream bands, have definitely, like, a lot of bands have called it quits. I can totally see where you're coming from. You're right. You're definitely
right. Every time one band calls it quits, there's like 5 bands that pop right back up. So it's like that's why I say it's driving, because there's always a band, there's always something new to listen to, and there's always that one band that breaks the mold, that's diamond in the rough, that's working their ass off. So,
like you guys.
It's like that in everything. You always have like 10 bands, and out of 10, there's like 2 of them that are really, really good.
Well, I mean, and like you guys definitely, are really good. Like, you caught, like, my attention. You caught my attention. You got a lot of the other DJs for Radio Riff's attention too. And I think, I'm not sure exactly. It might have been even Rigo who I communicated with on Twitter. Because that's where I I was going to say, I figured that's where I stumbled across you guys. Because he's like, well, hey, thanks for not telling us to fuck off. Like, why would I?
Yep. We've gotten that a lot.
Why would I do that? I'm like, you guys have totally been, like, really nice and polite. If you weren't...
I don't know, to be honest with you. Like, we try to, like, every single like that we have on our Facebook, we message them. We say, hey, thanks for liking the page. Whether you like the music, whether you like the stuff we post. We post a lot of stuff. We try to keep the political thing to a low. But it leaks out. We post political things, funny things mostly, pictures, quotes, pictures of ourselves, music from other people. We just post a lot of random things, and people like it. So we just say, hey, thanks for liking the page, whether it was whatever you like. For you like us for our music, for our pictures, our quotes.
Well, I mean, I liked you guys' page because Rigo specifically asked me to. So I was like, okay.
So he bent you on backwards and you said like the page.
Yeah, he's like, thanks for not telling us to fuck off. And the following, I'm like, hey, okay, sure, I can do that.
Yeah, believe it or not, we've gotten a fuck off every now and then. And I don't know, it's just weird. We're just like, okay, whatever. We just brush it off our shoulders.
No, I can definitely see where you're coming from on that. I was just kind of like, okay. That's cool. I really appreciated, I actually appreciated the blunt honesty with regards to that. So it was kind of refreshing. Like, and people don't say thank you enough lately. It's kind of sad. It's kind of sad.
Everything is very like robotic and disconnected. Like, everything's just disconnected. Like, once we log on to YouTube, it's like you got an invitation to a band that you liked 20 weeks ago, and you're just like, I don't even remember I liked this band. It's like they never say, hey, what's up, man? How you been? Or they talk to you and
exactly.
Hey, would you like to try like a personal message instead of just an invitation that you click a button on Facebook? It's very disconnected nowadays. So we try and keep the human aspect. We aren't robots. We are people behind a computer.
Exactly.
Behind a computer in a hot room because we can't afford AC.
Exactly, and I appreciated that so much because it was just one of those things, like, and it's taken us a couple weeks to sit down, and that's not an issue because you have work, you have your band, I have my stuff too, and not a band, but I am a DJ.
Yeah, of course.
And it was just really awesome. So I was excited to get to sit down and talk with you. And, it's just, like, refreshing to get to sit and talk to somebody who's got so much energy and so forth. So I'm just going to ask you a couple more questions, and we're going to wrap this up, because I'm sure you probably want to go to bed, considering it's, like, what, 10 o'clock in Jersey?
Yeah, it's 10 o'clock in Jersey, but the night is young. We have much to do.
There you go. So, do you guys see yourself maybe in a couple of years from now traveling across country? And if you have a prime spot that you guys really, really want to play, what city and what venue would that be? Other than anywhere that's not in Jersey.
Oh man, that's so hard because we've never been anywhere outside of Jersey. Okay. I can name that one. So yeah, we have been working really hard on a live set. We have been. Mm-hmm. It's life. Life is too hard. You gotta spend the money on the rent instead of spending the money on buying that next pedal that you need.
Right.
So everything gets delayed, and but I mean, we're trying to stay hungry. Well, we are hungry, and just keep pushing because we love doing it. We love struggling. We love pushing towards it. But and any venue that I would love to travel to. I want to kind of go to the Midwest. I want to do it down there.
So then definitely you guys should try and come to Chicago and come to the House of Blues, and myself and then DJ Timmy from Timmy's Time Warp, who's also in Radio Riff, we'll come down there and meet you guys.
I mean, that's freaking awesome. It's funny because we got a lot of people from there. A lot of people from there and around the area. So it's like every time we say, hey, we would love to go here, and everybody just comments and says, yeah, we live like 10 minutes away from there. Hey, let's go say hi. So it's like, it's cool. It's cool that people are human instead of just, they like posts on Facebook and stuff like that. So it's cool that you can just have someone from thousands of miles away and you can talk to them. I still find that interesting, but we would love to travel and play shows wherever they may be,
Right.
Because quite frankly, last show we played was probably 4 to 5 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, that was with our older music too. That was with our flashy stuff. And we have yet to put any of our newer songs on stage. So it's definitely, we get to play, we'll be excited and we'll love it. But a big thing, I always wanted to play, that place is called at Pantera Place.
They played a lot of venues, hon.
Does outside of U.S. count?
Sure.
So, I think it's in Brazil.
Okay.
Oh man, I forgot the name of it.
That's okay.
Well, pretty much anywhere we would play, whether the venue is huge or whether the venue is 5 people, we're down to play because we're just a tribe of playing shows. To be perfectly honest with you, we're the tribe and we're just itching to play.
That's awesome. And, I did mention just a few minutes ago, it is late. I don't want to keep chewing your ear off. Kevin, is there anything else that you want to add for our loyal listeners to hear?
Oh, man, I would love to say thank you to all the followers. Thank you to all the fans, all our families. Thank you to everybody who's just struggling along with us, because they're along the road right with us. They're struggling just like we are, and we thank you everybody for your patience. And thank you for even wanting to talk to my today, because no one likes to talk to me.
You're fine. No worries whatsoever. It was a pleasure. I enjoyed our conversation. Well, listen, you know what? Let's start to wrap this up, because I'm sure you probably want to go to sleep, and I'm probably going to go to sleep too. Everybody, you heard it here first on the Squeak Factor on RadioRiff.com. This has been Kevin from Killed the Fixtion. You guys can check out Killed the Fixtion on Twitter as Twitter/KTFNJ, or you can look them up on the Book of Faces. Yes, the Facebook as Killed the Fixtion, and that's Killed the Fixtion. It has been a pleasure, Kevin. Thank you so much. I look forward to talking to you again. Maybe in 6 months we'll do a catch-up interview and see where you guys are at.
We're so down.
Awesome. I love it. We'll be there. All right, you guys, this is your DJ Serena, and you heard it here first. Kevin from Killed the Fixtion.